So let's get practical about counselling, part 2. I want to talk to you about 5 big do's that are absolutely critical if you want to get a teenager's foot in the door of a counselling centre. Do try and involve them in picking their counsellor. Resist the urge to go ahead and make an appointment for them and then tell them what you're doing. You want to actually sit down and look at websites with them. You want to look at a variety of practitioners and you want to try and choose one that they feel most comfortable with. I do highly recommend that you have an appointment with the practitioner first before you introduce them to your child. The reality is that you want to make sure they're the right fit for your family, and you are totally in your right to interview them first. This is obviously going to depend on the age of your child a little bit, but if you have a tween or even a child up to 14-year-old, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. This is a big do. Prepare them in advance. Sometimes we think that if we just spring it on them in the last minute, they won't have time to back out. But the reality is, it normally works the opposite way around. Actually tell them where you're going. Tell them how long it will take to get there. Give them an idea of what the waiting room looks like, and maybe some of the questions that the psychologist will ask them when they get in the room. The more preparing you can do, the easier it's going to be on the day of the appointment. And do come to terms with the fact that they actually might pull out on the day of the appointment. This is a little bit of a hard one, but I don't want you to push things to the point of explosion. What I'd rather you do is actually accept the fact that the more you push, the more they're going to resist. And if you really have to go to that appointment on your own, it's actually going to be far more productive than if you take a young person who really doesn't want to engage there. Remember that seeing a psychologist is only one way you can support a young person if they're going through a difficult time. So let's not forget the important role that family members play, mentors, sports coaches, teachers in schools, chaplains. There's so many people that can be a village around a child when they're going through a challenge.